Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela and I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and today I'm here to do a review on the Cygnet BOHO Spirit. Now the Cygnet BOHO Spirit is a DK yarn. It is, let's have a quick look at this bit. It's 100 grams of premium acrylic, 240 meters. And the recommended hook size is a 4 to a 4.5 for us crocheters. And if you're a knitter, it's between a 4 and a 4.5 as well. The tension square is for a 10 by 10 square is a 30 high by 22 stitches wide. Right, it is a wash at 30. Do not iron, do not tumble dry, and do not spin. Now, Cygnet Yarns is made in Yorkshire in the UK. Now, the colourway I'm holding here is an absolutely gorgeous one. And this one is called Deep. Apologies for the noise behind me. I've got a window open and my blinds won't stay put. But anyway, let's get back to this gorgeous yarn. Now this gorgeous yarn comes in 19 different shade styles. So I thought I would show you a couple that I have here. Now I've already used one up that I brought the other week, but here are two of the different shades that I have, and the third is what has been used in the background here. Right, so I'm going to be really cheeky here. I am on a website called thesecretyarnstash.co.uk. Now I've got an affiliated link to these to this company, which is in the description box down below. If you use the affiliated link, I will gain a couple of points for it, which I can then turn into yarn for the Royal British Legion poppies that I make each year. By using that link, it's going to cost you nothing. You will still be able to gain all the original sign up bonuses that everybody else gets. It just makes it easier and saves you having to type it into the search engine. Right, so on the Secret Yarn Stash, they are at this moment in time of filming, they are selling any 3 balls of this Cygnet BOHO Spirit DK for 3 for £8.75, but the original and normal price on these is a £3.45, which is of course cheaper than Derry Moores and Wool Warehouse and other places. So I quite like it because it's the same stuff, same quality yarn, just she's pricing it fairly. Right, now I'm also going to cheat because I'm going to read her little bit that her little write up here. She says, "Let your spirit shine with this gorgeous variegated yarn by Cygnet. It is a super light and soft Aran yarn that is perfect for those extra special pieces. It works up beautifully on both needles and hooks, creating scrumptious garments and accessories that have iridescent qualities. It is versatile, easy to work with, and brings silky softness to every project it's paired with." So of course you've got a lot of colourways for this yarn. I've only shown you 3, which I think is really bad, isn't it? Right, so the colourway that I have used for this shawl that I'm making, which is a pattern by our gorgeous Crystal at Bag a Day, I will put the details on screen about here. Right, but yeah, this is just 1 ball's worth. Okay, I'm sorry, I've got another shawl tucked behind. I've just scared the cat. Right, and my 1 ball has come in at row 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 26. So I've got 26 rows of a triangular shawl, and that's 26 rows and an approximate width of 37 inches. So that's out of the 1 ball with a no colour correction. I just let it ride, and I'll tell you what, it scares me, but it's worked up beautifully and the stripes are pretty consistent. So I loved working with it. It didn't catch on the hook size that I was using and works beautifully, and that is all I've got left. So I'm going to be using that as the edging and hope I have enough to go round. Right, let's move that out of the way. Now, the reason I did initially pick this one up is because when I went to Australia to visit the family, I got to go to Spotlight, and I picked up some Lime Brand Boardwalk. Now, I used 3.5 balls of wool to make the shawl that I'm showing you now, which is the virus shawl. Okay, and the pattern was by Fibre Spider. Well, that was the one that I followed anyway. Now, with the Boardwalk, it's a variegated yarn. With the BOHO, it isn't. So that's, in my opinion, I actually prefer not having variegated, because when you're working with it, some of your stitch work, it's not consistent. Some bits are thick, some bits are thin, and that drives me insane. But I wanted to pull this one out and show you, because right, so apart from the size of the yarn and the fact that they're made by different people, supposedly, I don't see a great difference in the colour order on this one and the colour order on my original. Now, please remember, this has only got 1 ball of DK in it, and this has got 3 to 4 balls of the other one in. So the size between the rows will be different. But as I said, it's just to show you a difference. Now, the colours on the BOHO Spirit actually pop and are a lot brighter and a lot bolder than what they are on my Lime Brand Landscapes. Now, I thought Lime Brand Landscapes was bright, bold and poppy, as in pop out, not as in me. But as I said, the BOHO Spirit is another 10% brighter. So hopefully once it washes up, it will hold its own and hold all its colour. Only time will tell. Right, so now to show you how it works up. Now I'm just going to take it from the outside when I can find it. Where are you? Spot the yarn. There we go. That wasn't a bad guess. Right, I'm going to do a quick simple sample for you. As you can see, it is a bit on the fluffy, and it is so much like the Lime Brand Landscapes, and just the thinner section. Right, so let's do a quick sample. It's a little bit slippery on the hook, but after a few minutes you get used to it. Right, now on to our singles. That's beautiful and shiny. It's really, really lovely. Right, so let's keep going with our singles. Oh. I know, it wasn't quite a single then, was it? Apologies for any background noise today. I have a window open and it's a beautiful day outside, so everyone's out with the kids. Right, now on to half doubles. I had to pause for a moment there because my neighbour decided to spend 5 minutes turning his car over before he drove off. I think he's making sure the engine still works, because I don't think he's been out for about 6 months. Right, now onto our double crochets. Now onto our dribbles. As you notice, sometimes there are little bits that where it's been spun, it's not been spun as tightly. So yes, you still do get little bits are thick and thin, as you can see here, but in the big scheme of things, once you do the stitch, there is no real difference to it, or at least not what any layman will be able to notice. Us girls and boys, yes, I know, we know what we're looking for, but the general public don't, so we're safe. Right, so on that is the sample as now complete. Right, let me just find something nice to put it on so the camera focuses better. Right, so here we go. Here is the sample complete. We have got the first 2 rows, which are our singles. Then we have got our half doubles for 2 rows. Then we have our doubles for 2 rows, and then I've just done the 1 row of treble just to show you what this comes in like and what it looks like, so that you can decide whether it's a yarn that you would like. Now here's a bit I know that you lot either cringe at or absolutely adore, and it's watching me rip the whole thing back. Now, as you can see, because of the fluff, sometimes there is a little bit of catching, but honestly it's just a case of quickly clipping it either with scissors, or as you saw there, I just gave it a gentle tug with my hook that I'm working with. Now I know when I get back to that point I will have the same problem again, but sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's the beast of a fluffy yarn, isn't it? Right, and as you can see, I'm having a little bit of an issue. As I said, when I get back to this point I would have an issue. There we go, take it nice and slow. No, fine. And this is me doing it real time, no speeding up or anything, or slowing down, just real time, because you all know I sound like a chipmunk one way and then something really random the other. If you've seen the episode of Wits and Bits where I did that in. Okay, so as you can see, it was quite easy getting rid of the longer stitches. Okay, I am having more difficulty undoing the half double crochets. Okay, but I'll get to it. And it's definitely them end stitches that are the nightmare. So I think that's because we've got the extra twist from where we're turning. There we go. Now on to the singles. And singles are being a bit of a mare as well. So with my sample, I can't remember if I told you, I am using my good old faithful F, which is a 4mm in the UK and an F in America, because hey, we all know I love it. Right, I'm gonna head off camera now, and right, so as you can see, I am getting in a complete and utter tangle on this very last row of single crochets. So what I would suggest is, if you're using a single crochet, is go up another hook size, and then that'll mean it'll be loose enough for you to remove easily without the fluffy bits getting in the way. Right, I'm going to head off camera now, undo this bit, save this tiny little bit of yarn, because you know I'm a tight tie rag, and I will see you all really soon. So if you can, please stay in and definitely stay safe, and ta-ra for now. Cheeky tip though, for when you're undoing the single crochet, if you do choose to use it, always pop your hook under the stitch that's laying flat and then pop it up and over. This way half the stitch will be undone before you pull out your working yarn, and in theory it should make it a lot easier. There we go. Right, now onto the chain. Done.